A pleasure to welcome this guy back to Philly Pressbox Radio for a third time. He is a Philly sports talk legend and the author of a fantastic book, Loud. It is Angelo Cataldi. Angelo, welcome back.
Chet, it's my pleasure, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Well, I asked you to come back on this particular date for a very specific reason. We will get to that in just a couple of minutes. Let's start, though, with the state of the Philly sports scene. First, the 76ers. They finished the regular season with 8 straight wins. They'll still need to beat Miami in that goofy 7-8 play-in game to retain the 7th seed. That would get them a battle with the Knicks in a best-of-7. How are you feeling about the Sixers right now?
I'm torn. All right, there's one part of me remembering 2017. Because, maybe the way our teams win championships is through an improbable way. The Eagles lost their starting quarterback, Carson Wentz, and no one thought they had a chance, and they went on and did it. And this team was 4 or 5 games over 500 till the last run because they didn't have Embiid. So maybe that'll happen. Maybe they'll catch lightning in a bottle. It's possible. Maxey is better than he's ever been. They've got some other pieces there now. Kyle Lowry is there to help out. They got some pieces. At the same time, they were so cavalier about a lot of these regular season games that it's almost part of me, and I've been a Sixer fan my whole life, part of me, Chet's going, they should lose the play-in game and they'll teach them to take more seriously regular season games. Now, they just rested people with no good reason, load management, all the stuff they do. So part of me is like, they deserve Jimmy Butler to beat them in the play-in game and go home. I don't think he will. I think they'll go on. I think they'll be a threat. The Knicks would be their first round, their first real round opponent, and I think they stack up pretty well against the Knicks. So they could be on a run, Chet, but part of me is like, I just don't like the way they do things in the NBA anymore. But Embiid is in his prime. If you're going to do it, I would suggest you do it very quickly because he's not getting any younger and he's not getting any healthier. So take advantage of it.
I hear you. I should note the Sixers were 31-8 with Embiid in the lineup this season, 16-27 without him. So let's hope the big guy stays healthy. Hey, the Phillies. Let's talk about the Phillies. They have been up and down over the first 3 weeks of the season, hanging right around the 500 mark. Hopefully the bats will get going soon. What do the Phillies need to do to make another deep postseason run?
All right, Chet, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. They need to show more respect for every game they play because Rob Thompson, oh my God, he's become Joe Girardi. Pitch counts. He's got all these things that are restricting him from winning games. He's literally going from a Wheeler, not last game, but before that, not Sunday. But Rob Thompson is programmed. Basically, pitch counts govern every move he makes. The lineups are all set up through analytics. I'm tired of it. To me, they are still far behind Atlanta. They are farther behind the Dodgers. And the only thing I care about after they made the playoffs 2 straight years and had good runs is to win it all. If they don't win it all this year, it's a failure in my eyes, and I don't see them doing it. So I just see them spinning their wheel. And I'm also, I'm a little concerned about Harper at 31. He's off to a slow start, and he wants more years on a contract that has 8 to go.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Not a chance.
I'm with you. Hey, I want to play a video clip for you. Your second visit to our show was at the very end of November, right after the Eagles rallied to beat the Bills in overtime to improve to 10-1. But even then, you had lots of questions about just how good the Eagles actually were. Here's you at the end of November.
You can't trust the defense. The offensive play calling stinks, and I still don't think they're going too far, because they haven't proven they're as good as they were last year, even though their record's even better. They are a bizarre team.
Boy, you nailed that one, Angela.
Well, it was fairly obvious, Chet. That they would go that bad, I was not ready for. That James Bradbury would fall off the cliff and not be able to cover anyone in big moments in any game. That the coaching, which you could see there were holes in it, that they would stop trying to coach to stop the blitz. No, people were getting on Hurts unmolested, incredibly. And the coaching let them down more than anything. The roster was still good enough for them to take a longer run. The coaching was awful, and it was a bad decision to bring Nick Sirianni back, even though he appears now to have almost no power.
Yeah. Well, now Kelsey and Cox have retired. Hassan Reddick got his wish and got traded. There are some new faces too, of course, but I'm not sure right now the Eagles are any better than the squad that stumbled through the latter part of the season. How about you?
I 100% agree with you. Yes, Saquon Barkley may be a little better than DeAndre Swift because he can block better, but running the ball when they did it was not a problem. Swift was terrific, had over 1,000 yards. That wasn't the issue. Now you've got a different offensive line without the leadership in the middle. I'm not sure how that goes. Cox, on his final year, had a better year than he had a couple of years previously. He kind of went out playing a lot better. I'm not sure where that's coming from. The kids from Georgia haven't really taken a big step forward that I thought they would. Chet, I don't see it. Yeah, to me, when you have a problem as obvious as the coaching was, and you keep the head coach, even if he's a figurehead, you're not really addressing. There's still a good team. Hurts, I have full faith in Hurts, but Hurts is not going to be any good if they can't protect him. And they were not protecting him in the latter stages of last season. And now Kelsey's not there. So what assurances do you have they're going to be able to protect him now?
Howie better do very well on draft night. That's all I can say.
You're right.
As I alluded to at the top of the show, Angelo, I asked you to come back for our April 17th show because, well, it was on that date, exactly 25 years ago, 4/17/1999, that the Eagles, picking second overall, drafted the guy who, to this day, I think, is the franchise's best ever quarterback. And it looked and sounded something like this.
With the second pick, the Philadelphia Eagles select Donovan McNabb, quarterback, Syracuse University.
I'm sorry to bring that up again, Angelo. Here we are on the silver anniversary of that unforgettable moment. Can you give us the lowdown on the Dirty 30, you know, that booing, which, by the way, you addressed in the very first chapter of your book?
Yeah, because it's what I'm known for. And there's nothing to be proud of, all right? And just to recap, all right, it starts the book because people would know our show more for that than any other moment in 33 years. And the fact of the matter is, the mayor at the time, Ed Rendell, was a huge contributor to our show. He really wanted us to go to the draft. He got us the tickets to the draft. We went to the draft. We thought we were all excited that they were going to get Ricky Williams, the running back. And when we heard Donovan McNabb, it was a reaction to not hearing Ricky Williams. There was nothing against McNabb. As history has proven, it was actually a much better pick than the one we wanted him to make, because McNabb had a much better career than Ricky Williams did. And for the last 25 years, I have been either apologizing for it or laughing about it, kind of back and forth. But I have decided, Chet, and I'm bringing this story to you right now, through reasons that I cannot explain. Philadelphia Sports, or the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame, is inducting me with far more worthy candidates like Ryan Howard and Chase Utley and Rod Brindamore. They're putting me in there, right? So I have decided, I believe we are going to be able to do this. I have already contacted the leader of the Dirty 30. I am not making this up. I had dinner with him Saturday night. His name is Kenny Justice. And I said, Kenny, you're great at organizing things. I want you to bring all those guys to that banquet and invite McNabb if he would like to come. And when my name is announced, I want to be booed louder than McNabb at the draft, because I guess maybe that would give closure. You know, the fact that it's still being referenced all these years later, Chet, tells me that maybe if I got booed to the point where it was earth shattering. And everybody realized that was really, I was known more for booing people than cheering them anyway during the time I did the show. So if they want to boo me at the Hall of Fame, I will embrace it. I will acknowledge it. And I will apologize once again for all of my misdeeds. But I think that would be an appropriate final chapter, getting booed at the Hall of Fame.
Well, I've gone there the last few years, and I will be there this November. So I will make sure to boo you, Angelo.
Thank you, Chet. Thank you. I need everybody I can get on that.
All right. Hey, I want to switch things up a little bit. I want to compliment you on including in your book the fact that you had a lengthy battle with depression, due in part, to a marital breakup and your desire to make every radio show perfect. Do you think that, putting that in the book, did that surprise people? And why did you decide to put that in the book?
When I did the show, I didn't have a lot of secrets. I didn't believe in them. I still don't believe in them. I didn't share that with the people because I wasn't sure at the time that I was going to be able to do the show a lot longer, because I was dealing with that. It was 1995. I put it in the book because it's part of the story, and to leave it out, I did not do it. Honestly, Chet, when I did it, I didn't do it because I wanted to become like some role model for people who were dealing with it. But it got more publicity than anything else in the book, because I guess it was the most surprising thing in the book. And it was a bad bout, and I ended up on an antidepressant that I'm still on today. And I dealt with other smaller cases of it, including a couple of months after I retired. But it did, now I have gotten tons of emails from people and other people who said, wow, I never knew you did it. And it's like, well, that's the point. Most people can hide it when they're dealing with it. But deep down, it leaves a mark. I'm so happy I put it in there, because I think we've helped a few people since then. And I think the message I was trying to give is, don't hesitate to get therapy if you need it. I've done that several times in my life. And don't hesitate to use medication if it's going to help you. And don't feel shame, because so many other people are dealing with it or have dealt with it. We're all in the same battle here, Chet. There's no reason why, if that gets one person to feel slightly better about what they're going through, it was worth it.
Absolutely. All right, last thing, Angelo, you've been away from your radio job 14 months now. I'm sure people are wondering, besides watching lots of television, I love your podcast, what do you do with all your extra time, and how is retirement?
Retirement is awesome. All right. I spent the first couple of months writing the book. Then I spent several months editing the book. Then we had the book tour. That took us through the holidays. And then I had to record the audiobook in January. And then that came out a couple of weeks ago. And interspersed with all that is the best part of it. I have finally understood the value of spending quality time with my family. And I would like to believe right now I'm closer to my grandkids than I've ever been. I have gone with the mixed results. I've gone to some of my 15-year-old twin grandson's soccer games. I still hate youth sports, by the way. I still think it's corrupt. Right? Anyway, and then the little ones, 5, 3, and 2, are over my house all the time. And I not only hang out with them, but I have been entrusted from time to time with babysitting without anyone else here, which is really surprising, right? But I've spent a lot more time with my family. And even though I mocked it for years when I was on the air saying, oh, here goes another retiree, maybe you should check with your family before you say you're going to spend more time with them. But in reality, it's been rewarding. I love the fact that it's not, I don't have to climb that mountain every morning, nor do I have to get up at 2:30 and follow everything that's going on. And now I have a very nice, comfortable place to live out my last years.
Wow. Folks, Mother's Day and Father's Day coming up in the next couple of months. If your mom or dad is a Philly sports fan, this book, Loud, makes a great gift, and you can get it on audiobook now, too. Angelo Cataldi, thanks for visiting Philly Pressbox Radio again.
I got a big ending. Boo! You suck, Cataldi! Boo! November 7th, Chet. I expect you there.
I'm there.